and I am happy to introduce Robert, and I would like for Robert to introduce himself and let us know a little bit about himself. Robert,
Thank you,
you have
Carla.
the
Thank
time.
you, friends. It's a privilege to meet all of you here uh, virtually, and I want to thank God for the opportunity to be able to do that. Something that we would not have done some years back. We are grateful for the new technology that keeps on improving every day, and we don't know how tomorrow is going to be, but we appreciate what we have today. I am here. I'm not on campus. I traveled to Bungoma, and I have Nancy here with me. She's. Would you, honey? Would you come from the kitchen and say hi to our friends here? She's putting away dishes. We just had dinner. Yeah. Just one moment.
Hi, friends.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Pretty good. It's nice to see you, Nancy.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah. And may I begin with Nancy sharing a little bit of what she does. You know, we introduced a course there. We call it Health and Wellness. And I think when Andrix was there, it had not been introduced, but we felt that students needed some knowledge in matters of health. And so Nancy, with her background as a trained nurse, she's in charge of that program.
Okay, so at FTC, I teach health and wellness, and it involves the choices of the food that we eat, how to take care of our environment, of course, exercise and fitness, and then stress management, depression management. I also teach them how to manage chronic diseases or how to take care of yourself so that you don't get them. But just in case you have a chronic disease, how do you take care of yourself and live a good life? I also teach them about infectious diseases. Of course, maybe some of you might know we have infectious diseases like malaria, cholera, all those bad diseases. I teach them how to take care of themselves so that we may reduce some of these diseases. I also teach them first aid, things to do with first aid. If you cut yourself, what do you do before you go to hospital? Just taking that first step to save somebody's life. I also teach them CPR. If somebody's unconscious, what do you do? So those are the things I teach them. Maybe if you have any question.
Yeah, I always joke around with the community at FTC, especially whenever Nancy teaches that course. She uses me as a dummy where there is no dummy. So I die every year, almost every time where she's teaching the class. She calls me and I die. She brings me back to life. And one of the reasons why we thought that that's important for people to know is our pastors, when they are in the field, they need to have the technique of how to handle somebody who has collapsed in a congregation when they are having worship and then somebody just collapses. Before I know the instinct, the pastoral instinct, I can call it, the pastoral instinct is exorcism. Let us kick out the demons that has put down this person. But only to realize that actually the demons are very innocent. It was the low blood sugar, or or somebody's having a high blood pressure, things like that. So they have come to appreciate it. It's very important, and the community appreciates Nancy's services. We also have you also talk
Yeah.
about the over-the-counter medication.
Okay, so I also give them over-the-counter medication. Nothing prescribed from the doctor. If somebody has headache or just muscle ache or just stomach ache, so I just give them over-the-counter medication. In case I check them and see it's a serious case, then we just take them to Jumuiya Hospital, which is just down the street. But I just give them over-the-counter medication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we make serious cases, we refer serious cases to hospitals. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Hannah.
Okay, bye.
In case of anything, we'll call you.
Thank you so much for that introduction. We can see that Robert can't introduce himself without his other half, and his ministry is not complete without Nancy's ministry as well. Thank you so much. Now thank you. Now I would like if you could share with us your context. I had the opportunity to be able to visit FTC a couple of years ago, and it wasn't until I was there that I didn't realize how beautiful it is. And also if you can share with us like some of like the culture of that area where you work.
Yeah, thank you. We are situated in Vihiga County, call it Vihiga County, which is in the western region of Kenya. It's about 45 minutes drive from Kisumu, depending on the speed you are coming. It's Kaimosi, for those of you who have not been to Kaimosi, it's a very cool, quiet place. It used to be forested, but I'm afraid the forest is diminishing every year, but it's still cool relatively when you compare to other places. The community that lives around FTC, they call them Tiriki, and they are Luhya speaking people. But FTC is situated in institutions, is among institutions. The last time I counted, I think there were between 12 and 14 institutions of learning, institutions of learning. And all of these institutions, I should say, they are taken over by the government and supported by the government. So it's only FTC that is still being supported by the church. And of course, we have rural service program, which is not government, but it's also still supported by the community. And we have some international friends that provided the donations. We don't have a major town, a major city closer to Kaimosi. Kaimosi itself could be a city. We do not have a major supermarket where people will go and buy heavy machinery or things that are of an advanced technology. So in that case, one will have to run down to Kisumu, or you go up to Kakamega. But the majority of the appliances that are of good quality, either Kisumu or Nairobi. We do have them in Kakamega, but that's basically Nairobi is our shopping places where we go for electronics to buy computers and things like that. Yeah, the temperature in Kaimosi is comfortable, relatively. There is a lot of rain, more rain throughout the year. And the monkeys are still leaping around, especially and can remember the guava trees that are around the principal's residence. Those guava trees are still bearing fruits, and we hardly use them. We have actually no opportunity to get to use those fruits because every time we wake up in the morning, the ground is filled with peels, guava peels. The monkeys have already had their breakfast. They begin very early early morning, like around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or 3. So by 7, they have done their breakfast. So we don't have any guavas. And the mango tree that I think those of friends who came for the triennial, we had a meeting, a circle meeting at the mango tree at the principal's residence. That mango tree is big, but we hardly get any mangoes from that tree. I don't know whether monkeys eat them or the tree is just like that. We don't get any fruits from that tree. Carla, I don't know whether there is anything else you would like friends to know as far as Kaimos is concerned.
I think that was a pretty good description of your context. We will later on have opportunities for friends to ask questions. But now we will like for Robert to um talk about his ministry at FTC. What is FTC? What is his role at FTC? What is the role of FTC in the Society of Friends in Africa? To walk us through that ministry.
Yeah, thank you, Carla. I want to say that first of all, to thank Anne Riggs, for you are my predecessor. And when I came in on 15th of 2014, 15th of October 2014, I found the college running and everybody was busy. There were no any serious issues that will say would warrant the college to close just because the principal had gone on furlough. Remember, you left in June and in June of 2014. I don't know, maybe earlier than that. And then I came in October. But so the college was doing well. So I picked up from there. We have introduced several programs that are running right now. We increased FTC from the time I became principal. We have increased the number of satellite campuses in addition to the one and launched in Lugulu. We opened Lugari, Kitale, Nairobi, and we have one in Jebusi, among Jebusi Yelmiti. Then there is another one. The youngest actually is in Buare. And then we also have SOI, they affiliate with us. They're not our campus, but we work together, we collaborate together to train pastors in SOI and meeting. Although we are working out ways on how to accommodate SOI as a campus of FTC. So there are 6 plus the main campus of Kaimos is 7 satellite campuses. And these campuses are the ones that have really boosted the number of enrollment of students. Kaimos itself has the highest number of the modular students, what we call locally here as school-based. Those students that come during the public holidays when schools have closed, then the students, the pastors, get the opportunity to come. In the modular program, those ones in Kaimosi alone, we had over 200 students. And when we add on residential program, which is still staggering, which young pastors ages ranging from 30, between 30 and 70. That program is the one that is really that is a little bit lower in enrollment. Right now we have 53 on record as enrolled. So we are trying to bump up the energy to bring in more of the residential students. Then other campuses, cumulatively, when we put together, the registrar was giving me the numbers the other day. We have over 400 students who are enrolled cumulatively in all campuses and in a variety of programs. So we introduced, boosted the chaplaincy program, the advanced certificate in chaplaincy, and also we added on the diploma and bachelor's degree. We have also introduced and strengthened the online learning program, which is attracting higher numbers. I think by now we should be having over 40 something students in Kaimosi alone. So by the end of the year, we should be having quite a higher number of students who are enrolled online. And we subscribed to Moodle, which is an international online learning platform, which cost over $1,400 per year to maintain only the numbers of 500 and below, 500 people, users and below. We also recently, due to higher demand of pastors who have graduated with bachelor's degrees, they were saying that they are spending so much going out there to train in other universities. They meet different faith and practice and cultures. And so they said, how about at FTC if we started our own Master of Theology program? And so we launched that one last year. In August, we launched it. So let me just walk you through, friends, the PowerPoint that was prepared by Mike. He shared that PowerPoint. I don't know how many of you got the opportunity to see that PowerPoint. Carla, are you able to share the PowerPoint?
Yes, it's being shared. Just let us know when to go to the next slide.
Okay. Oh, yeah. The slide number 1, as you can see, it's the climax of Friends Theological College is at graduation. That's the beauty that Friends normally have, and it's the one that provides gratitude to the pastors who graduate. So we have been improving on that graduation ceremony every day, and the numbers, every year, and the numbers have also been increasing. We are now doing over 100 students graduating each year. There was only one year that we graduated over 200 students, and that was 2021. When we combined during the COVID-19, we did not have graduation in 2020. So 2021 is when we had the highest. The second slide, Carla, if you can move on, it shows the launch of the curriculum for Master of Theology degree. And as you can see, that was we have the chair, we have the guest speaker, and then the academic dean and myself and the clerk for Friends United, for the clerk for East Africa Year Meeting Kaimosi. And so that was launched in August. And the other slide that follows is, I just thought that you also know Nancy and myself. I went on sabbatical and had the opportunity to visit among British friends. I went to Britain Year Meeting with Nancy, and we were able to climb the historic Pendle Hill. And that one is what you can see. We were almost getting there. The picture you see ahead is for Nancy. Myself, I was crawling, sometimes going on my knees because my legs were not carrying me well. But we managed to get to the top. So I thought that was important. The following one is now the picture of Pendle Hill, Nancy and myself standing there at the signboard there indicating. I also want to share with you friends that keeping the campus clean is our priority. And that one is now the gospel to every student and every staff that works there. Even when you drop a toothpick, you need to pick it up and take it to the trash can where it belongs. And we have dedicated staff who really are specialized in, like this one is Samuel Makari, is specialized in lawnmower. So he keeps the grounds clean everywhere. This is just a section of what you can see here on campus. We also, we continue maintaining and feeding our dairy farm. Dairy farm is what has really given us some income to the college. We are still getting milk from our own cows and using it in the dining hall. And then we also use it, sell it out to the community, beginning with our staff. Even myself, my family, we get milk from our dairy farm, and we pay every month for the use of this milk. So the other milk is consumed by people from outside. So they give us some money to continue making the dairy farm to maintain itself. And we appreciate that. We have always been grateful to our friends in Wisconsin who donated a cow, Winnie, and Winnie gave birth to a multitude that is now feeding FTC. And as you can see, here they are, these guys. They are being fed. That is the other slide. The cows here are now feeding, and we have two guys that plow our land at FTC. We are still growing vegetable, collard greens. We have bananas. We have mostly we grow also corn that we are now in the next 1 or 2 months we will be harvesting our own corn. And that land, that work is done by the guys you see here, the two bulls. They are oxen, actually, they are fixed. They are the ones that till the ground. And we rear them up to a certain level, then we dispose them and begin to get some fresh, smaller ones and rear them up to the size that you are seeing. So right now, we want to get rid of these two, because if we delay a little bit, they will diminish in body and in size, and then they will not give us some good money out of that, so that we are able to replace them, to use the money to replace them. So we appreciate them very much. We have been praying. We have been praying that these guys are also getting tired. Owino, who is our farm manager, told me their names. The one you are seeing here is Nyundo. Nyundo is the Swahili name for hammer. He is like a hammer, the one that tills the tools. And then the other one that you see down there, his name is Temple. We want to replace them. Our prayer is if we can get a machine to replace these animals, that would be great, because the machine will go deeper into the ground and the crops will do well shooting their roots than these animals are doing very shallow farming. The next slide color is we also, as God has blessed us with animals, we appreciate the staff that work for us when they retire. We gave these two animals to the staff that worked for us. The one you are seeing here is Moses Musonga. I think many of you friends may remember him. Moses Musonga is retired from FTC. He was in and out, but eventually one time we put him as full-time. So when he retired, we gave him, the board sat down and said, now let's give him a cow, so that a heifer, so that he can go and get some milk in his retirement. And then there was also Benson Hamasi. Benson Hamasi also retired some maybe 5 years ago, and we gave him a heifer, and we get reports that they are doing very well. The next slide you can see now, Carla, if you can just show the animals there in their boma, their corral. The two oxen that are helping us. I think this time they took the picture, they had not fed well. You can count the ribs. I was not happy about to see them looking like this. The next slide is in the garden. Our students also go through horticultural lessons. We have a friend who comes from Iowa, Bill McCracken. He comes every year, and he helps our students, gives them some hints on agriculture, especially in small-scale farming like horticulture, so that when they go to preach, they should not only rely on the offerings that the churches give them as their pay, but they should grow their own vegetable and the other greens, and also be able to feed their families. And the other slide that you can see there is now showing the field of collard greens vegetable. We are still not buying vegetable from outside, but we feed our students from our own farm. And then also we have green banana that's there. Sometimes we get ripened banana from these fields. I want to share with you what you are seeing next as the biogas system that was launched recently, that was constructed recently. Last year, actually, it was in June when we launched it. This biogas, if you can show the next slide, which is showing the balloon itself. That balloon, friends, if you are able to see, it's gas. It's full of gas, and this is a small one, 9 cubic meters, and it was constructed in the vegetable garden of the principal's residence, at the principal's residence. And so this one is actually saving a lot of money from having to buy RGB cylinders. We used to, in my residence, because I have so many guests that come almost on a daily basis, my family spent actually 12, more than 12 cylinders a year. More than 12 cylinders a year. I can say 15 because each cylinder will last as only 15 or only 3 weeks. And then we do a refill. And so 15 of them. For this year, beginning from June last year to now, we are now on the third cylinder. So which means in a year, we are going to, we're only using 2 cylinders of LGB. But the rest of the time, we are using this biogas. And biogas is also helping save the environment. We have saved lots of trees from being felled due to cooking activities. As we'll go down, I will show you the larger one for FTC, which is now this one. So you can see the larger one for FTC. I don't know if Carla, you rest down to show that. Yeah, that one is now for the dining hall. There are 5 chambers. Each one is the equivalent of what you saw at the principal's residence. So these 5 chambers, they are serving the community of the capacity of 200 people per day. And so out of this, the residue from cow dung, we actually use cow dung, and each day is only about how many wheelbarrows? 4 wheelbarrows each day of cow dung. And we have enough cow dung because we have enough cows that produce that raw material. And it can also be used, we can also use green leaves, even the flowers that are cut by the groundsmen. We have a shredder that can feed into the biogas system. So this also has reduced our having to cut down trees in Kaimosi area. And so it's an important step forward that we made to have this system. Carla, if you can just back up a little bit by one slide, I want to show the bags of maize that you are seeing, the corn. This corn is from our own field. We are no longer buying grain, maize, grain from outside, but we grow our own now on the farm. The only thing that we are having to buy are the beans. For some reason, beans are not doing very well on the FTC farm. And I think it's probably because of the acidity level. The acid level is high, but we are working on that. So each year we harvest enough that will feed students and the community and the faculty. Faculty eat in the dining hall during lunch hour. Carla, if you can go down and skip the biogas. The next one is, I just wanted to share with you friends about this building is at Luguru. I think, Ann Riggs, when you were there, this building had been started, but it was just like a white elephant. It had not been finished. It was just on the first floor. So they completed it. And the year meeting of Elgon year meeting of friends, they gave us 1 floor to run our campus. So we have an office there, we have the classrooms, and then we have the library in this building. And so our FTC Luguru campus is full-fledged with infrastructure. And of course, if we have more activities or meetings, we go to the church building where we can also accomplish some of the demands, some of the needs. At FTC, we have mentorship of students, where we divide every student to have a mentor. And Wednesdays are still our convocation days. So we meet, we call a speaker, we have a topic, and then after that, students are divided into groups. They go and share their concerns with groups in their groups. But what you are seeing here is that this day we had some guests on campus, and it was a kind of, I think it was a workshop, which was a combination of FTC students and our visitors that came. And so this is just to show you how we conduct our discussion groups on loan at FTC. Besides, I mean, together with the biogas, FTC was blessed in 2016 with the solar system. I think some of you friends are familiar with my maxim that I always say that electricity in Kenya blinks more than you do with your own eyes. It's on and off every time. And so we made an appeal, and friends put their money together and donated, and so they gave us a solar system. What you are seeing here are the batteries. There were 24 batteries that when this system was launched in 2016, there were 24, but by last year, they expired. And so when they expire, we have to get rid of them. So what we did is we did some shopping around in Nairobi, and we found a company that buys expired batteries so that they know how to dispose them in the best way possible, not just to throw them anywhere to bring degradation of the environment. And what you can see, the next slide is the water, the acid water that's normally fed into those old batteries, liquid batteries. So without this liquid, the batteries will not work. They did serve us 8 years, and so far we have replaced these batteries with the new ones. As you can see, the next slide is showing the new batteries, and these are lithium batteries. Lithium, they don't need any liquid. The only attention that you require for this is just wiping them off and keep them clean. You can check on the side the level of how they have been charged. And every day they are charged up to 100% because, Kenya is the home of the sun. The sun actually rises and sets in Kenya. So we have sunshine all the time. Since we fixed it some 3 months ago, the system has been working very well, and it's still working well up to now. We did not replace the solar panels. Solar panels are 36 in number, and each one of them is giving us 250 watts. So our engineer advised us that the only thing you can do is to increase the capacity of batteries. So the capacity of these new batteries is higher than the old ones. The old ones were 24, but these ones are only 10, but the capacity is higher. And the lifespan for these new batteries is 15 years. The first ones, the old ones, had their lifespan of only 8 years. So it's a good investment in the solar system. Yeah, the next slide is showing the engineer to the right-hand side, the engineers that had come, they had fixed it from Nairobi. Steve came from Nairobi, and then to the left. No, those ones, the engineers is to your right, and then myself, Kevin Sanya in the middle, our finance person, and then Rogers Wekesi, our academic dean, is also standing there. Friends, I also want to share with you this green that you can see, the next slide. This green, just before you get down to the, yeah, up before that one, color, the green parking lot before, yes, that one. Yeah, this is before. We thought we purchased the van. It's a new van that we have for the college, and we have a truck for the college, and staff have vehicles. But this place is our parking lot, and sometimes it could become so muggy that besides rain, we also had the sun that will really destroy our vehicles. And so we thought, how about putting up the paved parking lot and a shed? And so what you are seeing there is the shed that we are working on, we set up. The next one is now the digging of the green, which is going away. And then next one, color, is, if you can move on to the next one, now the paving with capros had started taking place. And of course, with a walkway, with the walkway, a covered walkway, canopy. I think when you came in 2023, the walkway had already been finished. And so now, this is when you come to FTC, you can park your vehicle on a paved ground. And then the next slide is we also managed to, before that color, there is one that goes into the administration building. Yes. No, not that one, color. You may just, yes, go down after this a little bit. One more slide. Okay. Yeah, now that one is showing the finished, sorry, the finished parking lot with a vehicle. And color, what you are showing, friends, here is the next one is now showing the walkway that we just completed a few months ago, a couple of months ago, I think. That walkway from between the library corridors to the dining hall, it was a very difficult place to walk. FTC has now become an attraction, a good place where yearly meetings and Friends Church in Kenya and FUM, they come and hold their workshops and their meetings there. And we have friends that come, some of whom have disabilities. They have walkers, others have, in fact, some, we are yet to see one in a wheelchair, but we have some in crutches. So I felt so bad to see one of them fell down. And that really moved me. And that's why we went into having to construct this walkway. So if you can move on to the next one, color. I think we will raise down the walkway showing how construction took place. And here I was inspecting it, how it's to make sure that things are doing okay. And now this is the finished product, showing from the library to the dining hall. And then the next one will show from the dining hall to the library. Are you able to go down to the next slide, please? the next slide down. Now that one is digging the ground. Okay, go further down. Again, thank you. Okay, the next one down.
Robert, we may be missing a few of the slides.
Oh, okay.
I think it might have been edited after you gave these to Michael. And so
Probably.
we may be missing a few slides. So that's why I'm
Okay.
a little.
Yeah. Yeah, the next one actually, it was showing the, I wanted to share with you some areas of our Samburu friends when they came to FUM board. They left a mark on FTC campus by planting a tree, and they have planted a tree there. The slide you are seeing here, let me show you, let me explain this one here now. This is a park. This is the park. The FTC community, when this park was completed, they chose to name it Dr. Wafula Park. And what happens in this park is it's a place for meditation, for solitude, for study, just a place where you want to be alone. I joke with the community, with the FTC students and staff that when you see someone going to the park, please you don't disturb, don't even bother, because they're going to have a long time. You can only get concerned if you see someone going to this park with a rope, you just follow closely and find out what's the intention. Yeah, so the next, if you can go ahead and show the next one. It's showing how dilapidated these benches are. We need to replace the benches. We are still looking for putting some money together, buy one bench at a time, so that people may have enough, may have some comfort when they sit in the park there. These were almost the first benches that were put there. Next one, please. Yeah, so the next one is also showing the same. Now, the benches we are looking for is an example of this, what this pastor is sitting on is a new bench. You just go back to that new bench there. This one. Each one is costing us 14, I think it was 15,000 Kenya shillings. That's almost like close to $200 each bench. And we are replacing them one by one. Right now, we have only managed to replace 5, to get 5 of them of this size. So we felt these are a little bit longer lasting than the others. And then the next slide, please. You can show us. Yeah, that's just showing how useful this park is. If you want to have a long time and pray, the next one, please. I think it's also showing now how students can just be together and pray in circle and share concerns and pray for one another. Yeah, next one, please. Now, this one is the most recent one. We are in a chapel and we had the faculty workshop. FTC holds faculty workshop every year. And so we were having this workshop here I think 2 weeks ago. And Nancy here is showing us some exercise after going through sitting for too long. And so she came in and gave us some exercise to do. Next one, please. Yeah, this is what I started saying that our friends in Samburu, this is the director of Samburu Friends Meeting. The one bending to the right is planting a tree in in commemoration, actually, in just to put a mark on FTC, and that tree is doing very well. It's at the center of Hoxma Pavilion. Those of you who were there recently, where we have our satellite, no solar system panels. And then the next one, this is also the most recent one. This was done last year. It's a tree being planted by the General Secretary for FUM, Kelly Callum. He planted this tree in the memory of Herman Jaiga. Some of you remember him. Remember, Herman was a missionary, long-term missionary in Turkana. After he graduated from FTC, he went to Turkana. He graduated in 1972 and went to Turkana and worked there until when he retired some few years ago. But he passed away last year. So when we had a board meeting, I requested the board if they would allow us to have a tree planted in his name. And that was an idea that was very much welcome. So Kelly Callum planted this tree in the memory of Herman Jaiga. So the next slide, if you would show us, it's showing the memorial corner. There is what we call memorial corner that we put across, we put aside there. We have planted trees there. One is we planted a tree in the memory of Rich Davis. Rich Davis was the principal there sometime in 1997 to 2002. And then we also planted a tree there in memory of the missionary Kelly Callum's father, David Lee Callum. And the time we planted, actually, Kelly was there, and he's the one who actually planted that tree over the ashes of his father that he brought with him from Oklahoma. And then we also have in that corner, memorial corner, you may not have that picture here. We also have the picture, a tree in the memory of Lon Fendel. Lon Fendel came from Oregon, and he really helped the process of accreditation with ACTI during the time, and he really assisted us, and we got the accreditation. So he passed away maybe a few years ago. So we planted a tree in his honor. So friends, I want to say this, that FTC plays a major role, has graduated so many students, many of these students, not only Kenyan students, but we have students like Alfred Wasike. Alfred Wasike actually was, during his graduation, he was a valedictorian, which means he was the highest scoring person. He came up with the highest GPA and was honored during the graduation of, I think, when was that? 2022? Yeah. So Alfred Wasike went on and he was then
October.
2021. Thank you. So he went on to become,
October.
he was the General Secretary. And then we also have many students who have graduated and they are serving different capacities in the world, I should say. We have some who are in Samburu, others in Turkana. And then we have one also graduated and is serving in Kigali. That is, he's the chair of, he's the director, actually, he's working with Peace Center in Kigali, a center that was put up by friends. Dizeye, that's his name. Then we have students who have gone to work in Tanzania. They are extending ministry from Tanzania, going to Malawi and Zambia, And then our aim is to extend as far as we can go. And so they are providing service there. And all of them have graduated from FTC. And then, of course, friends, Mbali, who is Oscar Mbali, who has been in, actually, he's still there, I think, in Belize as director of Belize Friends Mission. He's a graduate of FTC and a beneficiary of some of the scholarships that friends all over donate to FTC. And we have other students who are online in Belize who are preparing to provide service in Belize Friends Mission. And then we also have a student actually from Iowa who is also taking courses online. And I want to also say that myself, I'm a graduate of FTC. Without FTC, I would not be at FTC now. So what FTC is doing great works. I want to just read a small short line here to say that we are friends. We are encouraged by how you, our Quaker community, have stepped up and supported FTC students through our gifts. Through your gifts or words of encouragement and prayer over the past years. Thank you, all of you, for the help that you have given us to transform lives on behalf of God's kingdom.